Hi, I'm clinical hypnotherapist Stephanie Conkle, and today I just want to briefly touch on nonverbal cues in hypnosis. And I'm not going to get into all of the intricacies of what you can look for, the signs of trance, because there are so many articles out there online and so many books that you can read that really delve into that in detail. I'm just going to tell you the signs that I look for when I'm doing a session. So I don't look for like all of these like really crazy and like nearly imperceptible signs, and I'm not like touching their skin and all of this kind of stuff. But there are a few cues that I really concentrate on, and I'm really aware of what they're doing, so that their signal through their nonverbal cues sort of lets me know that I can move on to the next step in the hypnotic process. Okay, so first, just them going into hypnotic trance, I'm going to check for their rate of breathing. So the rate of breathing will change over the course of the session, especially as you deepen them. Their breathing rate will slow down. I hear my cat. The breathing rate will slow down, but it will change pace, it will change pattern as you first start getting them into the hypnotic state. It might not even slow down right away, but there will definitely be a change of pattern. So just be like cognizant of that. So start observing for breath rate change. So that's the very, very first thing that I look for is breath rate change. The next thing I'm going to look for is the eyes. So the eyes really give you a lot of information. If their eyes are open, if they're in a waking hypnotic state, then you may see the eyes sort of tear up a little bit. So you'll see some lacrimae there. You may even see eye flutter. Their eyes are just fluttering. Sometimes their eyes will just flutter like crazy, and sometimes you'll just see a little tiny eye flutter. And with some clients, you won't get any eye flutter at all. So not every client is going to get every one of these signs. But when I do see a sign, that is typically an indicator to me that they're going into deeper hypnosis and they're on their way to somnambulism, if they're not there already. Okay, so that's always a good thing to, if you see that eye flutter, that's always a good sign. And if you do an eye roll, like a Spiegel eye roll with them, I can't get my eyes up that high, but if it just goes all the way to the whites of their eye, when their eyes are open, and you only see white, or you mostly see the whites of their eye, like half of their eye is just all white, then that is typically a really good indication that they're in hypnosis or hypnotic trance, and that they are going deeper. I like to do the Spiegel eye roll with their eyes actually closed. So that's not a Spiegel eye roll, but anyways, with their eyes closed, I do a little eye roll technique. And what usually happens is their eyelids come open just a little bit, and all I see is the whites of their eyes, and their eyelids kind of come over like that. When I see that, that also indicates to me that they're going deeper into hypnosis. When I ask for an eye closure, and I'll usually do this on a fractionation, when I see them do the baby doll eyes, okay, remember those baby dolls in the old-timey days? I used to have one where it was like a plastic baby doll, and if you tilted the doll a certain way, the eyes would open, and if you kind of tilted it forward, the eyes would close. But more often than not, the eyes would sort of get stuck in the middle, and then they would open, and then they would shut all the way. Okay, so let me kind of see if I can give you an example. So if you see them doing, like, first they may blink once or twice, and then they'll close their eyes, and then they'll kind of open it a little bit, and then close it all the way. So if they do baby doll eyes, that's an excellent indicator that they're on their way to somnambulism if they're not there already. So let me show you that again. So maybe their eyes are closed, and they're opening, and then sometimes they'll blink there, and they'll go halfway, and then all the way down. Okay, I'm putting myself out. The other thing that I'll look for is during the course of the session, anytime I see a deep sigh that I don't direct myself, I'll tell them to take in a deep breath. But if it's just we're working in the session and I'm deepening the hypnosis, and on their own they just automatically take in a deep breath or a sigh, like if they do that, that usually indicates that something has shifted within them and they're going even deeper. It could also mean that you're just really boring. So make sure that you're not boring and that your hypnosis is not boring. But if you're pretty confident that your hypnotic pattern is not boring and they do that sigh, then that's a really great indicator that they're in somnambulism or deepening the hypnosis. They're going even deeper. And then if the breathing rate really slows down and it just appears like instead of like them breathing through their nose and their mouth and having like these very shallow breaths, like you'll see shallow breathing for a while, but when you get them into the deepest level of trance, when you get them to somnambulism, and especially profound somnambulism, their breath rate is going to slow way down, and it's going to look like, so they're going to be breathing from their diaphragm, and you'll see their chest kind of like, it's kind of hard to show on video, but you'll see their chest go in and out. So it's almost like their breath is breathing them instead of them breathing themselves. And that means the subconscious has like completely taken over. And usually it's at this point where they feel like they've fallen asleep when they've really just gone into the deepest level of somnambulism. So those are the main signs that I look for. There's a lot of other cues that the subconscious gives. Random muscle twitching. So that's usually when they're cataleptic. You may see like a muscle spasm, just like a elbow go up or something like that, just randomly. And then of course you've got the ideomotor responses that you can set up with a yes or no or maybe commands. And if you see like tiny little twitches in their fingers, that usually indicates that you're getting feedback from the subconscious. So, and again, this is not 100% true for everyone. Every person is an individual. So not everybody's going to experience hypnosis the same, and they're not going to all give the same nonverbal cues. So really what's the most important thing is just to be present with them and tuned into them. And you can also sort of do the pacing and leading with your own nonverbal cue. So if you want their breath rate to slow down, you can slow your breath rate down. You can even slow things down by talking slower. And that usually has a very calming effect. Okay. I love you guys. Please like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.